Hello, Catherine. Good evening. Let's wait for the rest of the class to come. We will begin in 2 more minutes. Okay, I can see that most of the class has issues logging in, but we cannot stop, right? So I'm very happy that you are here. My name is Nadia. I think you are a new student, right? Hello.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Please tell me a little about yourself. What's your name? How old are you? What do you do? And what are you expecting from this class?
My name is Yosoti Naranjo. Em, nivel básico de inglés tengo y realmente estoy estudiando porque estoy buscando mejorar para tener una certificación y presentar ante como documento en mi trabajo.
Okay, so I am going to be completely honest with you. This certification is for an upper intermediate level. Yeah. If you cannot hold a conversation in English fluently, it's very possible that you fail. So, if you have a basic level of English, you are not going to be able to do the test because we're going to continue with the test in 1 month. So, let's stay in class, okay? And you, I think you should think if this is the most appropriate class for you. I'm gonna share the content with you, and you will tell me if you feel comfortable enough to well take on the challenge. Okay?
Sí.
All right. So as you are a new student, I'm gonna give you like a tour of what to expect from this class. Well, more than this class, subtitles? Yikes, I don't think so. I don't think so. This is an English class, so you're supposed to know what you're supposed to understand what I'm saying. This is an upper intermediate English class. It's not a basic English class. Um, Wait a minute. Okay, let me just share what we have on the eCampus. No, no. So this is your eCampus. This is what it looks like for me. Okay. You are uh, on the preparation course for a B2 level of English. A B2 level of English means that you are a little bit more advanced than basic English. Yes. So over here, we have the information for the candidates. Oh, okay. Great. Oh, what did I do? Okay, I'm gonna download it so that we can read it together. This is the test that you are taking. Okay, this is the test you're taking, the B2 first. And let's take a look at what is expected of you in this exam for this exam. B2 first is a qualification for learners who have an upper intermediate level of English. This exam tests your knowledge and ability in English at a level B2 of the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. It's accepted by thousands of institutions and employers around the world as evidence that you can use spoken and written English for study, work, and life. It's based on extensive research to make sure that each paper is the right length and the right level, so your exam results will reflect your abilities fairly and accurately. It's designed to show your abilities to use English in a range of different ways, and it can be taken on paper or computer. Okay. Let's see. This part is already on video. I already explained what is this? Uh, what are each component? What is each component like? But this information you have it in the eCampus. You can easily check here eCampus for more information. Okay. Okay. So this is the scale that Cambridge English has. Okay. This course is for people who have who want to get here. Okay. In order to be an independent user of English, you need to have basic skills. So, I want to know how basic your English actually is. Miosoti, hello.
Hola.
Hi. So I was asking you how basic your English is. You can be honest. Okay. You think you're okay? Okay. So from A1, you're not gonna be able to get to a B2 in 1 month for going from here to here. You need at least 1 year. I gotta be honest with you. To get from A1 to B2, at least you need 1 year of full study. Yeah. You're not gonna get this that good in a month. Okay. I will strongly recommend you look for a different course, because you're not gonna how can I say this? This is going to be very fast for you, and you may not feel very comfortable. All right. But if you want to stick around, I can be of help. Okay, please sit tight. I'm gonna I'll be back. Please give me 2 seconds. I need to talk to somebody in in the office to see what we can do. Okay. Okay. I've been speaking to myself. Oh my God. Sorry for that. As I was saying, your classmate, the person who came in today, unfortunately, she didn't have the level of English that's required for this course. I guess she will get enrolled in a course that is a lot more suitable for her. And I don't want to waste the hour that I'm here. So in these minutes, even though I am alone, I miss you guys dearly. I know that you may have made a mistake today, but our classes are programmed for Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and today's Thursday. So um, I hope next week you don't leave me hanging because I miss you. Okay. Um, so I wanted to work with you on what we saw yesterday, the word formation exercises. I had some word formation exercises, but I'm also going to take advantage of the fact that you guys are not here to present you a new topic. This topic, you will see it in a lot more, more detailed, with a lot more experience, I guess, when we get to do the exercises together. This is theory. You will practice, I guess, Monday. Yeah. Um, I'll try to put together something where we can work both collocations and word formation so we don't lose track of time. So, collocations. What are collocations? A collocation is a sequence of words or terms that co-occur more often than we would expect it by chance. Remember that there are some things that we do almost, let's say, out of just because, like naturally. And these are one of those things that we do naturally because we speak English. However, we tend to make mistakes anyway because, well, it's spontaneously we do it, yes, but we become a lot better when we practice. Okay. A collocation is two or more words that often go together. These combinations just sound right to native English speakers who use them all the time. On the other hand, other combinations may be unnatural and just sound wrong. Like, are you sure you can say that? It doesn't quite add up to me. But yeah, they are correct. It's like, for example, again, make and do. In Spanish, they both mean hacer, and we tend to use make or do without like proper intention. We just, say do exercise or make exercise, but which one is the correct way of saying it, that is why we must be good at collocations. We must get better at using collocations. Why do we need to learn collocations besides uh, having a test coming up? Well, your language will be a lot more natural and more easily understood. Yeah, because, well, native English speakers use this all the time. And when you use collocations properly, you can, well, understand them and they can understand you a lot better. You will have an alternative and richer way of expressing yourself because, it's not about this test, at least, is not about um, being basically clear. It's to show the world that we can hold a conversation with a native speaker. Yeah. And it's easier for our brains to remember and use languages in blocks than a single words. Yes. So this can really enrich your language use because that way which would be the sequence, what to expect. All right. And sequencing is always good for our brains. How to learn collocations? Well, you must be aware of collocations and recognize them when you see or hear them. Uh, it takes practice. This won't happen overnight. Yes. So don't worry if you cannot do it right away. Treat collocations as single blocks. think of them as individual blocks and learn strongly support, not strongly and support, for example. Okay. When you learn a new word, write down other words that collocate with it. Like, for example, remember rightly or remember distinctly. Okay. By the way, collocations can be a combination of any type of words. We will see that in a bit. Read as much as possible. Reading is vital for a person with an upper intermediate level of English because that way you, well, enrich your vocabulary and strengthen your language usabilities. Revise what you learn regularly. Practice using new collocations. That means that if you learn a collocation, it shouldn't be like, in your notebook. It should be in your daily life. Learn collocations in groups. You could learn them by topic or by a particular word. Remember that you have a list of collocations in the eCampus that it can be of absolutely good use for you. Find information on collocations in Learner's Dictionary, and you can find specialized dictionaries of collocations. There are some free resources that you can find online. There are others that, well, you must pay for them. But, when you pay for stuff, when you pay for education, is never a bad investment. It's always a good investment. So if you're planning on enriching your vocabulary, keep on investing in yourself. Okay. Types of collocations. There are several different types of collocations. Some of the most common are adverb and adjectives, like completely satisfied, for example. Adjective and noun, like excruciating pain. Okay. Noun and noun, like a surge of anger. Noun and verb, like lion's roar. Verb and noun, commit suicide. Verb and an expression with a preposition, burst into tears. And verb plus adverb, like wave frantically. Okay. So, as I told you before, English needs context. Okay, there are lots of synonyms in English, right? But when you get to understand the context on when using those synonyms, your vocabulary gets a lot richer, and your language usabilities are they get a lot stronger. So, as I said before, it's not that you're gonna learn this overnight. You need to work on it. Okay. So, for example, for adverb and adjective as collocations, invading that country was an utterly stupid thing to do. We entered a richly decorated room. Are you fully aware of the implications of your action? Okay. So these are words that sound right to native speakers. But maybe, for example, you may say richly decorated. Why? It sounds terrible. Well, it may sound terrible to you because you are well, you don't speak English as a native language. Yes, your mother language in most of our cases is Spanish, so it might sound super weird. Why would I say fully aware? Well, actually, fully aware, well, we say that in Spanish. Utterly stupid. That sounds odd, actually. Yeah, but it sounds perfect for native speakers. Now, for adjective and noun. The doctor ordered him to take regular exercise. Regular exercise? What do they mean? What is this? Regular exercise, like normal exercise? No, it's not normal exercise. It's continuously exercising. That's regular. Okay? Regular exercises. The Titanic sank on its maiden voyage. Maiden voyage? What's that? Okay. Um, he was writhing on the ground in excruciating pain. Okay, excruciating pain. That actually sounds very painful, right? So, these are expressions that, again, native speakers use. For noun and noun, let's give Mr. Jones a round of applause. The ceasefire agreement came into effect at 11 a.m. Ceasefire agreement. If I translate that to Spanish, it's super long, but in English, this is perfect. See, this is why you shouldn't translate. But I know you guys don't do that, so. I'd like to buy 2 bars of soap. Bars of soap. Well, actually, in Spanish, we say bars of soap. Noun and verb. The lion started to roar when it heard the dog barking. Okay, sounds that animals do. Those are collocations as well. Snow was falling as our plane took off. So to take off, that those are phrasal verbs, and also phrasal verbs are important in this test. If you're not too good, if I don't know, if you're not that familiarized with phrasal verbs, it would be amazing if you started studying them. The bomb went off when he started the car engine. Went off. What is that? Right? But it's the way we say it in English. The prisoner was hanged for committing murder. This is verb and noun. I always try to do my homework in the morning after making my bed. See, I'm always talking about do and make. We do stuff when we follow orders or when we follow a procedure that is standardized. And we make when we have to create stuff from scratch. Okay, when something is, in this case, unorganized, we make the bed. Okay, we do the household because those are procedures that we follow. We do exercise, we don't make exercise. Okay, unless you are a teacher, you don't make tasks, you do tasks. Okay, I was asked to give a presentation on collocations. I was asked to give a presentation. We give presentations when we have an audience, okay? But we make the presentation when it's just, a bunch of slides, okay? When it's a PowerPoint slide bunch, yeah, we make those PowerPoint slides. But if I give a presentation, that means that I'm speaking to an audience. In this moment, I'm giving a presentation, okay? Verb and expressions with prepositions. It means that I'm using a verb and an idiom, okay? Or, well, yeah, it's pretty much that. A verb and an idiom. We had to return home because we had run out of money. Okay, no cash anymore. So, had is my verb and run out of money is my idiom. At first, her eyes filled with horror. Filled. I mean, obviously, your eye won't be filled with anything, right? So, this is a an expression. And then she burst into tears. She's not going to explode, Yeah, is just the way we collocate the verb, the action, with an expression. Their behavior was enough to drive anybody to crime. Okay. Again, this is your verb, and here you have the expression. Verb and adverb. She placed her keys gently on the table and sat down. Okay. Placed is your verb, and gently is your adverb. We don't put things on the table, we place things on the table, just so you know. Mary whispered softly in John's ear. I vaguely remember that it was growing dark when we left. Vaguely remember. Okay. And well, this is a list of collocations. Yeah, these are like the most common. I'm going to give you 10 seconds so that you can take a screenshot of this. All right. Now we have more collocations. These are super basic, by the way. And this is the last bit of super basic collocations. Okay, this is an exercise. We can do it together when we see each other again. And well, that is the class for collocations. I hope you bring all the questions that you may have for me with for collocations. And now I will show you why in the exam you need collocations. You need them for part 1 and part 2. All right. So, for example, here you have let's work on the first 2 lines of the reading. We have the example here. Archaeologists report that a perfectly preserved 5,500-year-old shoe has been discovered in a cave in Armenia in Southwest Asia. It is blank to be the oldest leather shoe ever found. So let's keep in mind the blank. It is blank to be the oldest leather shoe ever found. Number 1, we have accepted, regarded, assessed, or believed. Okay, so accepted, regarded, assessed, or believed. We cross out those words that don't make sense at first. Like, for example, accepted, that doesn't make sense. Assessed, that's not a test, right? So we have regarded and believed, which are um, words that may have similar use, a similar use from time to time. But the correct answer is D, believed. So we write down letter D. I mean, in this case, because I am working with this sample paper, we write on top of there we go. Better. We write on top of the blank space. Remember that if you're doing the paper-based test, you mark your answer in the separate answer sheet. All right, let's continue. The shoe was made of a single piece of leather, stitched at the front and back, and was shaped to fit the wearer's foot. It had been blank with grasses, either for warmth or to make sure it kept its shape. It had been blank with grasses, either for warmth or to make sure it kept its shape. Okay, let's check. Number 2. Stuffed, loaded, pushed, or blocked. Okay, we cross out the ones that don't make sense, like for example, pushed, it cannot be pushed. Okay, or blocked, because why would a person who wears a shoe block it? Okay, so we have stuffed or loaded. Which one do you think it might be? Loaded is when something is full of something, and stuffed is the same thing. However, when you put something inside of a hole to make it fluffy and not to make it full, yeah, or to give shape to something, it is stuffed. So the answer is letter A. See, collocations are beautiful. And so on. We will continue doing these types of exercises when we see each other again. Okay. The shoe is relatively small, but we can't say for blank whether it was worn by a man or a woman, says Dr. Ron Pinassi, an archaeologist on the research blank. So we have we have two blanks. The shoe is relatively small, but we can't say for clear, specific, true, certain. Clear, specific, true, or certain. Let's cross the odd ones out. Clear. For specific, no. For true. For certain. That is a lot more suitable. It may sound weird, but it is the most suitable option. Certain. We can't say for certain whether it was worn by a man or a woman, says Dr. Ron Pinassi, an archaeologist on the research class, force, team, or company. Class, research class, research force, research team, and research company. So force or team? Force or team? Force or team? Force, we use it in a different context. This would be the research team. Is it C? Yes. Shoes of this type from later periods have turned blank in archaeological excavations in various places in Europe, and shoes of a very similar design were still being used on the Aran Islands off the west coast of Ireland as blank as the 1950s. So we have this blank here, have turned 5 over, into, up, or about. Phrasal verb. Shoes of this type from later periods have turned in archaeological excavations. Have turned over. Have turned into. Did they convert into archaeological excavations? No, right? So into we cross it out. Have turned up or have turned about? Hmm. What would be a synonym for appear out of the blue? Turned up. So we write C on top. Some of these type, sorry, and shoes of a very similar design were still being used on the Aran Islands off the west coast of Ireland as recently, lately, presently, or immediately. So we have adverbs here. The 1950s, and we have presently. Not quite. Immediately, and we're talking about 1950s. That's not it. So we have recently or lately. If we're talking about research, lately is more like something that happens, um, something that happens, but it's a lot more, um, a lot closer to the present. Yeah, for example, lately it's been super hot in Guayaquil. Okay, it wasn't this hot in October last year. Okay, so lately it's been super hot. So we cross out lately and we have as recently as. Mm, hey, good. Okay, as recently as the 1950s. It's blank a style which blank popular for thousands of years. It's correctly, exactly, precisely, or obviously. So if I say shoes of a very similar design were still being used on the Aran Islands of the west coast of Ireland as lately as the 1950s. Is, and I have correctly, exactly, precisely, or obviously. Can't be obviously and can't be correctly. So we have precisely or exactly. Exactly and precisely mean the same, but we call it's collocated a lot better. Precisely. Why? Because I am talking about um not about how accurate something is, but how it happens to be. That's why we use precisely. It's precisely a style which blank popular for thousands of years. That we have held, should, remained, lasted. Held, not so much. Stood, not a chance. Remained, and lasted, maybe. Okay, so lasted. Um, we're talking about it when we use the verb last. We're talking about how much in time did that thing stick before before ending. But when we say remained, it means that I'm talking about the presence itself and not the fact that the thing got extinct. So the correct answer would be C, remained. See, this is why it is important to learn how to collocate words, right? And you also have this exercise right here, and we're going to do it together. Yes. And well, this is word formation. We already worked on word formation yesterday. So when we see each other again, that means Monday, we will work on both things, collocations and word formation. So I hope to see you Monday. And you guys, well, even though we weren't together, you could enjoy a little about the collocations explanation. And if you have any questions regarding this, please let me know. Have fun studying and see you next time. Bye.